welcome back for my final morning report analysis video on Friday 31st of August with me, Richard Perry, market analyst at Hantec Markets. Looking at gold, where the market, interesting in the last few days, is consolidated but has picked up again today. Now this is coming as we've got a bit of a safe haven flow into markets today, and subsequently the gold prices started to react higher. The dollar is not really being sold off, and the fact that that gold has sort of benefited from the safe haven flow is interesting because it hasn't really done that in recent weeks. But I think this is one to keep an eye on. That uptrend channel has sort of been tested, although it remains arguably intact, and this is a move that if it can break above 1214, then we could be up and away again, because you've got the barrier of resistance of a bit of an old pivot around 1217, and then you start to move into the overhead supply between 1217 and 1236. But can gold now start to build a bit of upside traction if the dollar doesn't regain its its strength? And at the moment it's consolidating. If the dollar doesn't regain its strength, I think gold could start to pull back higher again. But obviously it is interesting that, as I said, gold has sort of picked up again this morning, and let's see if we can get any traction off it. And on the hourly chart, you're not really seeing a great deal of direction. You still would suggest that we're fairly sort of neutrally configured on momentum. RSI again picking up from 30, but if it would need to get above 70, I think, on the hourly to really suggest there is traction in this move higher, and then for a retest of 1214. MACD lines, stochastics, not really doing a great deal, although stochastics have gone into bull territory, but still you need to continue to run this move higher, and it's not really suggesting that we're going to see a drastic move higher yet, but there is sort of inklings from this reaction higher that there is something building. But as I said, it's interesting that gold has now picked up on a safe haven flow, which is something it hasn't done previously. But again, the key move will be on the dollar, and that will be the driver of gold, I still believe. But anyway, I wish you good luck in your trading today, and I'll speak to you again next week.